Today we're talking about why people work the 9 to 5, why they haven't escaped the matrix. I noticed this greatly with myself lately because I recently started that 9 to 5. Honestly, this could be a career path if I wanted to go this general route, but I know it's not what I want to do at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I know I want to start my business. I am starting it and I am working on it, so I will be having a pre-workout here. It's going to be a nighttime pre-workout, so it's something I'm very excited for. It's a learning curve, a little nervous on it, but I'm trying to escape the matrix, the 9 to 5. So enough being said, let's go ahead and dive into the points why people most likely continue down this path. So the first point I want to cover is comfort. Nobody wants to take a path that's a little bit more different, something that's uncertain. You have this sort of comfort that, hey, I show up to this job at a certain time and you're guaranteed results. But I'm realizing you need to take that risk, you need to take that leap. You have to overcome that self-doubt. This is something that I have had plenty of times throughout my life. Of course, I've been reading this book and it's telling me that, hey, there's always a negative view and there's always a positive view. So no matter the type of situation, if you're self-doubting yourself, look at the positive side to it. So if you're afraid to take action, realize that, hey, you know, there is something that you have done that's very positive. Like for me, honestly, starting my business, I was always self-doubting myself. I'm like, you can't do this, you can't achieve it, you don't know what you're doing. But here's the thing, I taken that step, and the positive outlook of it is, hey, you taking that first step, you're no longer where you were. You can actually start getting the ball rolling. You can get things done. You can learn what you don't know, and you overcome that self-doubt side of yourself. So going back to the level of comfort, majority of people, they want that level of comfort. They don't want to grow as an individual. They're happy with where they're at. And you kind of have to be dissatisfied where you're at in order to improve. So you have to dislike certain little parts of your life, and it sucks, but it's just the way how it is. So me, I'm really dissatisfied with where I'm at in my life. I'm dissatisfied with the house that I'm living in. I'm still living at home with family, but I'm realizing, hey, I may struggle here for a little bit. I see people around me getting their own houses or just moving out from their parents and all that. Keep in mind, I'm in my early 20s, so majority of people, if you look at the statistics and all that, majority of people are still living at home with family. So it's one of those things that I'm not too ashamed of, but what I'm trying to get at is I see other people living that luxury lifestyle and it bothers me deep down, but I realize that this discomfort is actually beneficial because it motivates me. It makes me want to better myself, and I don't become compliant with where I'm at. So that's the main thing, is people become really comfortable. They like working, showing up to that 9 to 5, interacting with the people that they interact with. They don't mind the amount of money that they're getting, and they're just happy with where they're at, which there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, it's going to eat them up if they never pursue their dream. Because when you guys need to realize that at the end of your story, you're going to reflect on your life. And of course, there's going to be highlights. Then there's also going to be the downsides. You're also going to reflect on, hey, I never did this, I never done that, I should have. And I don't want to have that on my conscience. So this is why I'm putting in the work, putting in the effort, because this is actually part of the reason why I ended up doing skydiving, is because I have it on a bucket list, and I thought about it, what's the point of a bucket list if you don't start checking things off that bucket list? The other thing that I learned is that the matrix is kind of rigged. It's meant to keep you within it. Like, honestly, it's not super easy to just go ahead and get out of it. It's one of those things that, hey, you start having bills, you have to pay for your car, you have to pay for the electricity, you have to pay for your phone bill, you have to pay for food. So it forces you to stay stuck in it, and it's just a really mean machine that it's a cycle that, hey, you go to work, you pay your bills, and then you realize you need more money, so you go back and work some more, and you're like, yeah, I need to buy more food, or you want to have a trip, you want to have some experiences, and it just keeps you in. And before you know it, time flies by and you haven't improved your life, you haven't taken that risk, you haven't set aside time to start that business, start that YouTube channel, or whatever idea that you have, you're like, I should do this, I want to do this, but just that comfort, the way how the system is, it needs you to work for it. And then when you're working, you start spending money, you're getting taxed, and then on top of that, you're paying for all your bills, and you're left with a little sliver of money at the end of the day, and you're like, where did all the money go? And you're like, I guess this is my spending money. And then it's just a vicious cycle. It repeats over and over. And that's one thing that I've been noticing, is it's just like a cycle. It goes in circles, and it's really hard to get out of. You really have to sacrifice some of your good times, some of your experiences that you wish you could have, and just start focusing on it. Like, honestly, I'd much rather not be making this YouTube video. I'd much rather be going out, doing something that's kind of interesting, playing video games or watching TV. But I realized that, hey, I need to make these sacrifices in order to better my life, to escape the vicious cycle that keeps you in. And sacrifices need to be made. So if you really want to start improving your life, escaping that 9 to 5, start looking for ways out of it and just work towards it. You're gonna have to make sacrifices, but these sacrifices will pay off in the long run. If it doesn't, it'll make you more humble, and it'll give you more experiences in the long run. So just go out there and just start working towards it. The other thing that sets people back is their confidence. So self-doubt is one of the worst things ever. It makes you question, hey, are you gonna succeed? Are you able to do this? And you just start doubting yourself. And also, there's no general path on escaping the matrix. There's tons of other people that have escaped the matrix, but versus the vast majority that are still stuck in it, there's a lot more people stuck in the matrix than what people have escaped. And you have to realize that this path that you guys are willing to take, it's not going to be certain. On top of that, you're not going to know whether or not you're going to make it and if it's the correct path out, but you still have to keep on trying and just putting your best effort ahead, just so you can try escaping it and improving your life and get towards the life that you guys want. Realize that there's not that certainty. That's what stops a lot of people, is the certainty as well. They just don't know, hey, how do I do it? Is it possible for me to actually do this? And I'll tell you guys, anything is possible. You can do anything in this world, but you can't do everything. So I really love this quote. This was from First Man, but essentially that means you can do anything in this world. Like, a lot of things in today's world is like unbelievable. If you're to travel back in time, let's say time travel is possible, travel back maybe 1,000 years, none of this stuff that we have today would have ever been possible unless somebody had that idea of, hey, how can I make this happen? You need to start thinking positively and just working towards what you guys want to do. Realize that it is possible. It's one of those things that you need to find a certain path that works for you. Another thing for you guys to kind of understand, you guys probably heard this so many times, fake it till you make it. So lie to yourself that, hey, even if you self-doubt yourself that I don't think I'm gonna make it, sometimes you have to lie to yourself and just be like, hey, you know what, you're gonna make this, bro. I'm gonna go after it, hit it full force until you make it, and just keep on going for it. It's one of those things, if you fall, you pick yourself back up, and eventually you'll go for it. You can make anything happen. But like I was telling you guys, you can't do everything. So just pick something that is going to give you more time, more freedom, and then that's going to open up more opportunities for you guys to pursue other ventures, whatever you guys are looking for. So start looking at ways how can you escape the matrix, because once you escape it, that's going to free up a lot of hours, and then it's also going to give you more money, which is going to open up more doors for you. Anyways, guys, don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys in the next video.